You know, there's this quiet panic happening right now with local business owners all over the country. They keep hearing about AI, about search tools like ChatGPT recommending businesses, and they have this sinking feeling that they're being left behind. So today, we're going to break down a really fascinating business model that takes that confusion and turns it into a serious opportunity, using Google's own secrets to land paying clients.
All right, so here's the game plan. First, we're going to look at why this opportunity even exists. We're calling it AI guilt. Then, we'll dive into Google's own playbook, which they're basically giving away now. After that, we'll use AI to find the perfect leads, create something called an AI trust audit to get our foot in the door, and then finally, turn that free audit into a real paying client.
So let's really set the stage here. Think about it. The way you find a new restaurant or a plumber, it's completely changing. It used to be a simple Google search, right? But now, AI is becoming this new gatekeeper, this new front door for customers. And honestly, this massive shift is creating a huge headache for small businesses. So you have to ask yourself this question. Are these businesses, the ones that are the backbone of our communities, are they getting left in the dust? I mean, if you're a local roofer and somebody asks an AI, who's the best roofer in my town, will your name even come up? Well, for most of them, the answer is a pretty scary no. And this uncertainty, it creates this really powerful feeling that's being called AI guilt. It's that nagging voice in their head saying, my competitors are probably using this stuff, I should be doing something with AI, but they are just completely paralyzed. They have no idea where to even begin. And that paralysis, that right there, that is the opportunity.
So how do you step in and help them? Well, the cool part is you don't have to be some tech wizard who invents a whole new strategy from scratch. The secret is the instruction manual is being handed out for free by Google itself. Now, you have to understand this is a huge shift. For decades, SEO, search engine optimization, was this big guessing game. Google was a total black box. But now, as this quote says, they are literally telling everyone exactly what it takes to get recommended by their AI. The game has totally changed. So what's the key that unlocks all this? It's a feature inside Google's own AI, Gemini, called guided learning. Seriously, think of it like having your own personal mentor from inside Google. You can literally go to it and ask, hey, how do I get a solar panel company in Hawaii to show up in your AI recommendations? And it will just tell you, step by step.
And what it tells you, well, it really boils down to these three core pillars. First is building your local authority, which is all about your Google business profile. Second is using structured data, which is just a fancy way of saying you organize your website's info so a machine can read it, like a nice clean label. And third is content trust, proving that you're a real expert. The bottom line is, the playbook is wide open.
All right, so you've got the playbook, you know the secret sauce, but that knowledge doesn't pay the bills, right? You need clients. So now let's talk about how you actually find them. And this is where so many people get stuck, isn't it? It's the classic problem. How do you bridge that gap between having this awesome new skill and finding a business owner who not only needs it, but who actually has the budget to pay you what you're worth?
Well, you guessed it, the answer is AI again. But we're not just talking about a chatbot here. We're talking about autonomous AI agents, like a tool called Manus AI. See, instead of just answering your questions, these agents can actually do things for you, like go out on the internet and build a super targeted list of potential clients.
And what these agents can do is pretty incredible. They can pinpoint businesses in a specific industry, in a specific town. They can even estimate their yearly revenue to make sure they can actually afford you. And, get this, it can often find the contact info for the CEO or the owner. All of this is done using public data, so you don't need any special access.
Okay, so now you've got this killer list of ideal clients, but you can't just send a cold email that says, hey, hire me, right? That never works. You need a powerful way to get their attention, to prove your value right out of the gate. You need a foot in the door, and that is exactly what the AI Trust Audit is.
So what is this audit? It's not some crazy complicated sales pitch. It's a super simple, data-packed report that you can create using these AI tools. It's not about selling them anything. It's a snapshot of where they stand right now online. You're giving them valuable and, frankly, often shocking information for free.
Let me show you what I mean. The audit might spit out a chart like this one. Now, a business owner might look at that 55% direct traffic and think, hey, that's great. But you can be the one to explain, well, that actually means most of your visitors are people who already know your name. You're missing out on all the new customers who are searching for what you do.
But here it is.
This is the slide that changes everything. It's the knockout punch. It's a direct side-by-side comparison with their biggest competitors. I'm telling you, nothing lights a fire under a competitive business owner like seeing in black and white that their rivals are getting 3 times more traffic.
See, this isn't about tech jargon anymore. This makes it real. It creates this immediate sense of urgency. The conversation is no longer about some abstract thing called AI optimization. It's about a very concrete problem. Your competitors are getting customers that should be yours. That speaks their language.
All right, this brings us to the home stretch. You've got their attention, you've shown them the problem in a way they can't ignore. Now, how do you turn that interest into a paying client?
And the beauty of this is, the pitch is so simple. You're not really selling at all, you're more like a doctor diagnosing a problem. First, you just present the data from the audit. Step 2, you highlight the gaps, especially that competitor slide. And then step 3, when they inevitably ask, okay, so what do we do? That's when you offer the solution, positioning yourself as the expert who knows Google's playbook.
And we're not talking about a small one-off project here. The average retainer for these kinds of services is about $1,000 a month. That's a real business. It's consistent, recurring revenue, all because you're delivering real, measurable results for them.
And look, the most important thing to remember is this. You don't need to be some guru who's been doing this for 20 years. Just by understanding this process that we've walked through, you already know more than 99% of business owners out there. You get to be their guide, their bridge from that stressful AI guilt to the confidence of actually growing their business.
So it kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? When the biggest companies in the world, like Google, start just giving away their instruction manuals, does the whole game change? Maybe. Maybe in this new world, the most valuable person isn't the one with some secret, hidden knowledge, but simply the person who takes the time to read the playbook and help other people put it into action.